Hello everybody, welcome back to another Virtua Furugi review. Today I'll be looking at another shoe. Now don't worry, I'm not going to just be looking at shoes for this channel. This is just, me just trying to get in the habit of doing this every week, and I'm trying to keep it a little simple. So today I'll be taking a look at the Yeezy 700 V1 Wave Runner. Alright, so I don't really need to explain what a Yeezy is. I'm sure you are very familiar with what Yeezys are. So just quick recap. Kanye West, that is his brand, Yeezy. They originally partnered with Nike, created the Air Yeezy model. They had their breakup. Kanye went over to Adidas and created the Adidas Yeezy line of products like the Yeezy 350 Boost, of course the Yeezy 700, as well as a slew of other models that were released under their partnership. So specifically referring to the Wave Runner, this was the very first colorway that was released for the Yeezy 700. This was actually initially released back in 2017, and it was under a pre-order model on Yeezy Supply. So that was actually pretty cool, a little ahead of its time. You kind of wish other sneaker brands would do these sort of pre-order type things for their new hype shoes, but it is what it is, right? So anyway, this shoe actually retailed at a very, very steep $300 MSRP. So for something like that, you sort of expect very, very good quality, and I would say they mostly delivered, but as always, you're very much paying for the brand in a lot of ways. But regardless, the Yeezy 700 went on to be a very tried and true staple into the Adidas Yeezy partnership, and eventually they made the Yeezy 700 V2 as well as the MNVN that came out later on. Also, quick side note here, this shoe was originally released with yellow laces. I bought these black third-party laces just because I wanted to tone down the shoe a little bit. So just throwing that out there, that originally this did use yellow laces and I'd replaced them, so that's why they're different. Alright, so let's just dive into the shoe right now. So this shoe is very chunky. I mean, you look at the silhouette and it's definitely something that is going to be quite thick. In fact, this shoe very much brought back the dad shoe trend of sneakers that was going on around the time. This brought back stuff like the Nike Air Monarch into the limelight, as well as honestly bringing back New Balance as a whole. New Balance has gained a lot of traction as well, and that can very much be attributed to a sneaker like this. Same with something like the Balenciaga Triple S as well. So anyway, as for this shoe in specific, you look at it and you're looking at a mishmash of a bunch of different materials, colors, and panels all over the place. Very much reminiscent of those early 2000s running sneakers. So starting with the main color, which is going to be this light gray, you have a lot of light gray, as in like the sock liner, as well as the mid paneling, as the toe cap, as well as the eyelets. All of those are actually going to be fairly different in terms of the materials. You have mesh on the tongue, as well as the leather on the eyelets, and then on the toe cap is going to be a suede. You also have black suede sort of running around the shoe as well. And then also on the toe, you're going to be getting a tealish green as well as a blue. So that kind of makes the shoe pop out in of itself as well. Also throughout the shoe, you're going to look at some 3M hits. So actually on the mid panel, which is pretty cool, you can actually get 3M Adidas like 3 stripes, which is pretty cool. And then also you're going to have some 3M hits on the back parts as well as the tongue. When you move down to the midsole, you're going to be getting this light foam, which is nice. It's going to be white with some paneling that sort of blends in from the shoe as well, as you see like this black part. You also get these very bright and vibrant orange hits that are near the back of the shoe. Easily one of my favorite parts about this sneaker as a whole are these orange parts. They're just really great, and they're on both sides of the shoe as well. Another thing is the outsole is going to be kind of interesting. You have like this weird sort of like pod design with the Boost kind of showing through. Of course, Boost is a very, very comfortable technology from Adidas for cushioning, and this shoe is, of course, very comfortable. Easily one of the most comfortable shoes that I've ever worn personally. Very breathable with the mesh. But overall, a lot of stuff on this really works. Another thing you'll notice is, yes, this is a Yeezy shoe, but there is pretty much no Yeezy branding. The only Yeezy branding you're going to be getting is actually on the insole of the shoe, which will have the Yeezy logo there. You're not going to be getting any overly loud branding on this. This is basically, the design is speaking for itself. This is an iconic design from the Adidas Yeezy partnership, and in my opinion, this is pretty much my favorite Yeezy. I mean, when it comes down to the design and everything about this sneaker, it's just great. I mean, it's comfortable, it looks great, it's not too crazy of a design. It's very much wearable for lots of outfits, and I just love the different colored hits throughout the sneaker itself. I think for stuff I don't like about the shoe, well, this just kind of goes for most Adidas shoes, but the sizing is a little weird. This is happening with most Adidas shoes. Is I have 11.5 here, and it fits mostly okay, but not the best. It's very wide, so I would say that it is possible you might want to size down half a size, but it kind of just depends on the shape of your foot, honestly. Also, another thing is the midsole creases very easily. You can see a lot of creases already on here. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, a shoe like this is sort of meant to get beaten up. I mean, this is meant to be like a daily wear type of sneaker. So I don't actually mind at all, beating a shoe like this up. I think it definitely can take the abuse. Do I think something like this is worth $300 though? I would say probably not. Definitely not worth $300. That is very steep, especially because you see with the Yeezy 700 V2, that one was a much lower MSRP. I believe that was $220 or $230, I believe. Definitely a lot lower in comparison to the V1 here. They had various different colorways after this, mostly earth tones as usual with the Yeezy brand. Alright, and as always, I'll be putting together a few outfits with these sneakers so you guys can see how I would style it personally. Also, I had to film these in portrait mode, so I do apologize. It was raining outside today, so I couldn't use the same filming location as last week. So anyway, when it comes to this first outfit, I try to keep it pretty basic. Obviously, they are runners, so I wanted to make it something that is very casual. So I have the Uniqlo sweatpants on. They're just black, slim-fitting sweatpants. I have a Uniqlo t-shirt on. That is the Super Mario Bros. Movie shirt that they have. Pretty cool. I also have a Supreme beanie on, also white, just kind of keeping that black and white vibe, keeping it neutral. Tucked in my shirt. Got a few bracelets and ring on. Pretty basic, something that you probably would catch me in almost every day. Alright, for the second outfit, went for definitely more of a baggy look. This was to complement the chunky sneaker. So the wide-fitting green cargo pants, they're going to be from the Japanese brand Needles. That button-up shirt is going to be thrifted. I believe it's a Nordstrom shirt. And then the t-shirt is going to be the same Super Mario Bros. Movie Uniqlo shirt. And then I also have the Amy Leon Dore New York Yankees green cap, just to sort of cap off this outfit. And this last outfit is going to be very basic. In fact, I am wearing it right now. This is probably something that you would catch me in very frequently. Again, wanted to go for something that's a little bit more athletic, a little bit more basic. So those sweatpants, green sweatpants, are going to be from Needles, and then the hoodie is going to be from Champion. And that's basically it. I still have my rings on as well, still have my glasses on. Just wanted to do something that's just as basic as it gets. I could have probably thrown some other stuff on here, some accessories, but just wanted to show you guys something that I probably would wear. Like, in fact, I'm wearing right now, right? So this is definitely something that's a vibe for sure. So this sort of brings into the closing statements where what is even going to happen to this shoe, because obviously Adidas and Yeezy are no longer partnered. So what is going to happen to this specific sneaker and every other Yeezy sneaker? Well, I'm sure you probably know that Adidas has been saying that they own the patents for these shoes. I think the only Yeezy shoe they don't own the patent to was the Yeezy Slide. So they can re-release this shoe. They can re-release this exact shoe, obviously not calling it the Adidas Yeezy 700. They can call it like the Adidas 700, and I guess that would work. Especially because there's not really much Yeezy branding on the shoe. You could pretty much get something that's almost exactly the same. Now, whether or not people would actually buy that is a whole different story, right? A lot of people probably bought this shoe because of its association with Kanye West and the Yeezy brand. So if it's not associated with that anymore, then it's just another sneaker for a lot of people. Now, for people who like the design, like me, I think it's fine for them to re-release it, I suppose, but I can understand how it might be a little backhanded of Adidas to go out and do that. And who's to really say what's going to happen? I mean, this could very much be the last one that they ever make, right? Who knows if they're ever going to re-release the shoe again. I guess we'll sort of see how that shakes out in the future. But as of right now, I would say if you are interested in this shoe, I would probably suggest searching out on the resale market and copping a pair, because who really knows what's going to happen as Adidas sort of loses more and more money over this partnership termination every day. Who really knows what's going to happen with all this stuff? So I guess we'll see. So for my closing thoughts, I do really like the Adidas Yeezy 700 Wave Runner. It's easily my favorite Yeezy that they've ever made, but I do find myself not wearing it that often just because I've more been on the New Balance 990 train. It's pretty much just as comfortable. It's definitely a lot cheaper, especially because you can't even get this one anymore. You'd have to pay resale for it. And I just think the design for me just kind of fits with more outfits. I think, you know, this sort of like Yeezy here really has a lot of association with like hypebeast type of stuff. That's fine. I do appreciate the design and all that, but I just find myself not wearing it that often. So how do you feel about the Yeezy 700 Wave Runner? Do you have a pair? Do you want a pair? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let me know in the comments below. I really do appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you guys for the next video. I am Virtua Furugi. See you guys next time. Peace out.